Naomi Suzanne from Naomi's Home Health. What are the biggest mistakes that I learned while I was throughout my healing journey? So, if you're watching this, drop it in the comments where you're watching from. I love to see how far and wide these videos go. Give it a like, say hi in the comments. I love to hear from you guys. So when we start our healing journey, we're going to doctors, and then we might start going to naturopaths, then we might start going to all different healers, and that's fantastic because you're going to learn something from everybody. But you might get on social media and you'll start following influencers, or you'll start asking questions in groups like, what are you doing that for your thyroid or your autoimmune disease or your gut health or whatever it is you're having the problem with? So we start to learn a lot, and we start to try everything because we get a little bit desperate. We're feeling so crap, we get a little bit desperate. So for me, and I do watch people do this, it's not just me, but this is the mistakes that I made. And I know you have to make the mistakes yourself to learn from them, but sometimes it's nice to hear from other people that you're not alone, that you're making the mistakes too, or that you can make the mistakes and come out the other side and, find your best version of yourself, your healed version of yourself. So what I did was I tried too many things at once. Everything that I was reading or hearing, or, I'm going to this naturopath, then I'm going to this iridologist, then I'm going to this other healer and an energy healer and a Reiki. And I think your body doesn't want to be pushed. You just should be trying a couple of things at once, because then if you're doing 100 things, you don't know what's working and you don't know what isn't working. So if you find that somebody gives you a program or you're following a program, do that for a while and quite some time. I don't mean 3 months ago, it's not working. Your body has taken a long time to get into this state. It didn't happen overnight. Just because you started to feel crap 3 days ago doesn't mean it happened 3 days ago. It's been manifesting. Your body may have been giving you a few little signals here and there. You might have had some headaches for a little while, maybe some digestive issues, and you were ignoring them, and then all of a sudden you feel really bad and you think, oh, I've just all of a sudden started to feel bad. Your body underneath, your liver particularly, is really starting to feel overburdened, and all your organs are working overtime to pick up the pace. Your lymphatic system's working overtime. So if you go and throw everything at it, it's not going to know what to do. It's going to try and detox everything, and you're just overburdening your liver even more. So try and take a step back and just do a few things. This is why I created my program for people, like the individual programs I do for people. I never say to them, like I give them a list of 100 things. I always say, right, start with this, make a couple of lifestyle changes, create a habit with those things. So then that is part of your life. These are things that we're going to create for a lifetime. And then we'll add in a few more things. I might start with some physical, depends on where the person is in their healing journey, or what we need to attend to the most. So it might be physical first. It might be the emotional. Some people can't do the physical without working on the emotional. So then another mistake I made was I only listened to the one person that I was following. Like I would be doing a program with somebody and I'd be like, I've got to do this and I've got to do that. And I was, quite fanatical about it. And I thought that they knew exactly what was happening, even though like there was one program I did with a lady who was making me gain so much weight, was making me feel terrible. I was inflamed, and people kept going, I don't think this is right for you. And I was like, no, I must be going through some healing process, and then I'm going to come out the other side. She knows what she's doing. She helps all these kinds of people. And maybe she doesn't. Maybe it was all smoke and mirrors, oh, this is all the people I'm helping, but she wasn't actually helping anybody. So I don't know. She had a lot of followers, so I did her program, and I was sicker than ever. And I'd already got a little bit better, so I went way back. Sorry, there's something in my throat. So I thought that I was making myself worse by just sticking to her advice and not listening to other people. If your mum's telling you that something isn't right for you, maybe you should listen. Your mum knows you the best. She has mother's intuition. I've got a tickle in my throat. Mother's intuition. They know. My mum told me a lot of the time, I think it's your medication that's not making you feel good. I think it's this. I think it's that. When I started to listen to my mum, I started to feel better. Oh, sorry. There is something in my throat. I also, another mistake I made is I wouldn't unlearn things. If I was learning something and I thought that was the way, I wouldn't unlearn it. My goodness me. I need a little bit of honey. I wouldn't unlearn it. Hang on, I need to get honey. If you have a tickle in your throat, for some reason, there's something that's been in the air. Jeez. Something got me outside and it's just giving me a tickle. Have some honey and it will soothe eventually. Sorry. A little tip. Don't start a live video with a tickle in your throat. So yeah, I wouldn't unlearn things. If I was on this path, I was like, nope, this is the way it is. And sometimes, you know, someone's telling you or an expert's telling you that maybe that's not good for you. Sometimes we need to take a step back and relearn what we've already learned. I was too fanatical and stressed about the practices or programs I was doing. So I stuck to them and I was like, I've got to do this and it's 12 o'clock and I've got to have that. All you're doing is putting strain on your adrenals, stress on the body, and it's not good for you in the long run. It's great to be doing all the healing practices, but if you miss one for a day or half a day or 1 minute, you should not be stressing about it because that's going to put more strain on the body in the long run. Yes, you know, if you're being told to go gluten-free, go gluten-free. But don't be insane about it. Unless you're celiac, you know. But sometimes we have to just relax into it and not beat ourselves up if we do the wrong thing or not get upset with ourselves or, you know, be that person that you go out to lunch with and you can't eat anything on the menu. And I know sometimes it's different because you've got digestive issues or whatever. But sometimes relaxing into, I'm sorry, this must be so annoying to hear my cough on this live video. There is really important information in here. But, you know, if you're fanatical about it and you're stressed about it and you're stressing the people in your home about it, it's going to come onto everybody, and the energy that you create, nobody's going to want to be around you, but you're also putting yourself back on your healing journey because of the stress. I didn't listen to my intuition. That was a big one. So when I was doing all these things that weren't right for me, I knew, but I just kept on doing it because I thought, what would I know? These people know better than me. You know your body the best. And if you go to have something and you're thinking, I don't think this is right, don't do it. One of the things for me was fermented foods. Every time I went to eat them, I kept thinking, this doesn't seem right. Like, this is rotten food, essentially. Like, and the way it made me feel sort of a bit dehydrated, and the taste of it, I didn't dislike the taste, but I could feel like it was, I don't know, it just felt wrong to me. But so I read all this stuff online that it should be good for me and that it's going to boost my gut bacteria and all of that. And, you know, the fermented drinks, all at kombucha, all of those things. And it wasn't until I read a few other articles the other way, basically confirming everything I thought. Yes, it is bacteria grown on decaying food. If you are eating raw living food or food that, you know, you're cooking food, but it's come, you know, from living food, you're going to do a lot better. But that's a different bacteria. When you're eating something that's grown on rotting food, you want to eat something that's been alive recently, not foods that had a lot of salt to it. So I know that a lot of people swear by fermented food, and whatever you choose is fine. But just think about it. If it doesn't feel right for you, don't have it. I just know that it was created, these foods were created for colder climates where they can't grow foods during winter, and they were jarring things up so they could have foods throughout winter. It wasn't necessarily done for a medical purpose or a health reason. It was actually done as food storage. So, you know, living here, eating fermented food, it just didn't sit right with me. So once I stopped doing that, my gut health actually got better. My gut health never improved when I was eating fermented foods or drinking fermented foods. My liver wasn't better either because of all the salt, and they actually dehydrate the liver. When you look at it, it's grown the same sort of way as alcohol, that fermentation. You don't want to be having anything that is, sorry, that getting all these little pops. You don't want to be having things that is fermented like alcohol is. So that's what didn't sit right with me. Hang on, we can't have alcohol, that's dehydrating, but we can have fermented foods. So once I started listening to myself, I actually started to feel better. And the same with cruciferous vegetables. I kept thinking, I don't know, I love broccoli and cauliflower and all those things. I'm just going to eat them. And I eat them a lot now, and I've never been better. The other thing was I felt like healing was a race. I wanted to get better tomorrow. I was in such a hurry. I'm such a control freak sometimes that it was like, I don't want to be sick. I don't want to be laying around. I don't want to rest. And it was just prolonging my healing, like not being able to rest because, I'm just got to get this done with, and I've just got to get up and make my thing, and I've just got to get up and do this, and I've got to have my whatever it was I was taking at the time, thinking it was going to help me get better tomorrow, and it just prolonged it. So healing doesn't happen overnight. It is it's a journey, and that's why it's called a journey. It's not called a healing race, it's called a healing journey, and it happens over a period of time. And thinking in terms of years, not weeks, not months. So this is why I say if you're doing a program from somebody and you give it 3 months, you have done yourself a disservice. Start to trust the people that you are investing in to help you, because either they've helped themselves, or they know how to help, or they're helping other people, or they know how to help other people. So trust in those people. If you don't have trust, if you go into, you're watching this video and going, oh, Naomi's just trying to sell me something, that's your negative thought pattern, thinking, it's not going to help you because somebody's trying to sell it to you. People aren't going to give you information. They're not going to give you a healing journey for free, because we all had to invest in ourselves. We all had to spend years finding this information, and we did the work, and we did the hard yards. So to think that you can't invest in the healing for yourself, that's a you problem. It's not up to us to give you all the answers for free, and you're just going to be able to heal that way. I invested a lot of time, money, and energy into my healing, and that is what you should be doing too. So the people who are here to help you, you have to invest in to get the right answers, because they're going to spend a lot of time helping you, and that's okay. So the other thing is, I didn't realize healing wasn't just like a path that just went up all the time. It's a path that's going to be up, down, up, down. Like, you'll feel great for a couple of months, and then you'll have this dip. And there's many reasons. It could be activity in your body, your liver. It could be something that you're doing that's not right for you. It could be your adrenals. It could be an emotional reason. It could be something in the environment, somebody around you that you're taking on their energy. Just know that your healing, it will come back up if you just keep consistent and doing the right things. These are things that are going to help you get to the top of the hill, but it's not like a mountain that just keeps going up. You go down a valley and you come back up, and then you go down a little bit and then right up. You're going to get there. You're going to get up to the top, but you have to have a few ups and downs. You'll have a day where you feel crappy. You'll have a day where your immune system's probably trying to clear out stuff. So it's going to take a lot of energy. When you are healing, your body has to work harder, so it is going to draw energy from other areas of your body. So this is why you will start to feel a bit down when you've been doing all the right things, because your body's working really hard. Your body wants to heal. It wants to get better. So it's working hard to do that. So your adrenals might be going, okay, let's pick up the pace here. And, your liver's working really hard. Or, when one organ's stressed out and overburdened, another one will work harder to pick up the pace for that. So this is why you get these dips in energy, or you might get a headache. You might be getting a detox headache. It might be all too much for your body, all this stuff that's coming out. But if you don't go through those lows and accept them for what they are, then you will just fall off the wagon. We don't want that. keep going no matter what. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments. Sorry about the little coughing fit, but the honey worked right. There was something in the air that was just tickling my throat. So get onto all of these things and have a look at how you're going through things. But I learned from all of these mistakes that I made. I've learned from them. So any mistake that you make, you will learn from. Don't look at it as like, oh, I wasted my time, my money, my energy on that. Like with the lady, I always think about this lady and I always talk about her because she's got all these followers, and I know, like, she literally just, when I started saying to her, I'm not feeling well, I'm gaining all this weight, she cut me off. I would never, ever do that to a client. I would never, ever work with someone and then it's not working, go, okay, and she blocked me on everything, Facebook and all those things. So that's unacceptable. I would never do that. I want everybody to be able to feel better and achieve the goals that they want to achieve. And you don't just cut people off. We work around these things. We find out what can be, what we can be doing better. So I learned from everything. I learned to never go back to that lady. I learned that all the things that she does was really bad for me. Never to do them again, and never to never pass them on to other people. All the things that I pass on to everybody is what works. And it's not just working for me, it's working for other people that I'm working with. So that is why I share the wisdom and knowledge that I have, because I know it works. It's not, and the way I do my program for each individual person, each person gets a different program. It's all based on your own needs. Not a lot of people do that. It's like, here's some supplements, here, drink this, take that, do this, cut all these foods out. That's not how I work at all. It's all about what you need. And it's a process, physically, mentally, and emotionally, past and present health. So drop it in the comments if this has made sense to you. If you've made some of these mistakes, if you're learning along the way, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are.